Hello, and welcome to my channel. My name is Michelle. I'm a woman in her 30s, and I'm a single mother and a psychiatric nurse practitioner. And I'm a traveler, and I'm also an immigrant from Cameroon, and I've been in the US for most of my life now. On this channel, you're going to be hearing aspects of all of that. And I'm up in my 30s, so I've lived a long, fulfilling life, and I'm hoping somebody can learn a thing or two from my experience and share in the journey. And feel free to comment and like and share if anything strikes a chord and you feel like you would like to participate in the conversation. So today I would like to talk about friendship. I I had two of my friends reach out, two of some very close friends reach out over the last 24 hours, and it's people that will go for months without communicating, or at least we communicate in memes. One of them, she's my traveler buddy. So we'll be sharing meme travel, and then we'll be sharing memes on like dating life and things like that. And then my other friend will share jokes. She's a mother also. We'll share jokes about motherhood, about being black, and things like that. So yeah, we don't talk too often, but whenever we get to speak, it only lasts for a very long time, an hour, sometimes even more. And I just love it. I just love moments like that. And both of them, they're the ones that reached out and they were like, "Hey, Michelle, what you doing? Do you got time? Let's chat." And absolutely love getting messages like that. Especially because I'm not very good at that. I always say I'll get better. For most of my adulthood, I've always said I'll get better at friendship, and I'm still working on that. I don't know why it's so difficult for me. Partially it's because it takes me a long time to miss people. And when that happens and I finally miss them, if I don't pick up the phone and be like, I need to check on this person, then I forget about it. Then I move on, and it will be another month or so before I miss them again. Just because I get caught up in the rhythm of life, and I don't really like that. I like people, especially my people. I want to talk to them all the time. But as an adult, I know I'm making excuses, especially because I love it so much. But the thing is, if I hit you once and you're like, "Oh, I'm busy," and I hit you another time and you're like, "I'm busy," and now for me, it's like, "Oh man, it's just not worth it." I can't. So in most of my relationships, I'm like, most of the time I have more time because I work regular hours. My son's schedule is fairly light, and he's grown enough that I can be on the phone and he's not as distracted as he used to be. And he has a set bedtime, and then after that, I have time. So during those times, I can have conversations, and I'm free during the weekend. And a lot of the time, I'm not doing too much. So I have time for phone calls and things like that. But and I've told them that, so whenever they're free and I'm available, we'll definitely chat. But I prefer that when they reach out to me and be like, "Hey, are you free? Let's chat." Because again, if I reach out and they're not, then I'm like, oh, I'm bothering them, and they feel the same way, and they're like, "No, you should do it." And then they say they don't want to bother me either, so it stays in a cycle. So the one I spoke with first, it's very close. We've become very close friends. Just kind of one of those random events. We met on social media, Instagram friends, and I've actually traveled to spend some to visit in her area, and I spent some time at her place actually in the past, and we're planning to meet again in a few months. And I'm looking forward to it. I got to meet some members of her family, so we've become friends, and pretty tight friends actually. And we're having conversations about dating and relationship and being an introvert and living so far away from each other. So she's like, "You should just move over." It would be wonderful if I could just drop by, even if it's 2 hours away instead of a whole continent and time zone away. She lives in Australia. So she's like, "No, you should just move over here, and then we'll get to hang out all the time." And she was cooking, and I was like, "Oh, I wish I could just drop by and be like, give me some of I'm hungry, I want to eat." And we could just hang out, let the kids play together, and just spend time catching up on gossip and all of that. So that's the thing about so many of my friendships, they're my favorite people. They live so far away, like she does over there, and then my other friend, she lives in San Diego. My travel buddy, we got to meet last year. We went to Costa Rica. And for this year, we're trying to see how we can meet. We talked about Canada. We talked about Belize, and it's gonna end up. I have a trip planned for Cancun. She lives Cancun. She lives in San Diego, and I decided I'm just going to hop over at her place and spend a night or two over there, and then from there I'm going to go to Cancun for the other friend's wedding. So I'm looking forward to that. And with her also, we got to talking about life in general, about being this stage. She's not married, and we're just kind of talking about dating in general, the people we're dating right now, how that's going, how is it that we ended up where we ended up. It's like, do you have any regret about your dating life? Is there, if you had to go back, is there anything you would have done differently to prevent yourself to being at this stage in life where you don't have a stable partner, you're just kind of looking for that and the things we want, and then motherhood, whether or not we want it, or if we want more kids. Because in my case, and it's just so nice to be able to have those conversations with people that you know they're not judging you, they're on your side, they give you advice, and they'll pull your ear metaphorically speaking and be like, "Hey, you better listen to this. Don't do this. You should do this instead. Don't do this." And then we talk about business, investment. With both of these people, we didn't even talk about anybody else. It wasn't about gossip. It was just about us and the stage in of our lives that we're in. With the one in Australia, we talked about her kids, her husband. I mean, when that doesn't count, right? Because it's her people. And then with the one in San Diego, we pretty much just talked about relationships and business ideas and trips. And those are the conversations that just fulfill me. Because there's substance, right? It's not just random talk or gossiping about, oh, did you hear about what this person did, that person did? We have friends in common, which we haven't seen in a while either, because our circle of friends just kind of, the one in San Diego, what happened? How do we become friends? So there's Aya. Sheena introduced me to Aya, and Aya was introduced to me by Lele, and Lele I met through a running group that I went to once. We met, we connected. That was it. We became best of friends. And then she introduced me to Aya, who introduced me to Sheena. And Sheena is the one who lives in San Diego that I'm gonna go see in a few months. And I haven't spoken to Aya for a very long time because she moved back to Japan, which where she's from. And then with Lele, it's uh it's been a while. She's one of my best friends, my very best friends, but we don't talk very often because she's very busy. Aya and Lele don't really. I mean, Sheena and Lele, it didn't quite hit. Um, um, when they got introduced to each other, which is fine, which is fine. But it's unfortunate. Otherwise, we could have been like a little quartet thing. But by that time, everybody was kind of scattered in their own land anyway. But that's the thing. We're everywhere. So Sheena is in San Diego. I is back in Japan. Lele is back in Northern California, and I'm here in Kansas. We're all over the place. And then I have another wonderful friend that I met. She's a dancer. She's always traveling all over the world. I don't even know where she is right now. And then I have some of my close family members. They're kind of scattered also. They're in Canada, they're in Germany, they're in Cameroon. Uh, so my favorite people are all over the world. In Kansas, I have a handful of people. I have a community. But as far as my family is here, but I don't have those people that I'm like, hey, I'm just gonna head up and be like, yeah, hey, where are you? I'm gonna come over for. I mean, I do. I have one, but she's busy. She has 4 kids and a husband and a full-time career, and I don't want to I don't want to burden her with her things because she's busy. She has a plate full. Um, and I've been trying to make some new friends. So now that I'm back, also, I'm like, let me see what I can do. And I'd love to make some mom friends so that my son will have some automatic friends also to play with. But that's not as easy as it could be since like There's one mom that I met at the playground. She's a doctor and she's a locus tenant, so she travels about every 14 days to go for her job over there. She takes her whole family with her. So whenever she's in town, we're planning on meeting at least once or so. But it's temporary. She's constantly gone also. And it's just like, man, these adult friendships, man. When I see big group of women. They're like, oh yeah, we've known each other forever. We meet for coffee all the time. Our kids are the best of friends, and this and this and that. So I'm so jealous. I'm like, I want that. I want that kind of community. Why don't I want that? Have that kind of community? And well, I mean, we all know what they say. Comparison is the thief of joy, and I know that logically. And you can have some people, but I want my best people to be right here with me, right? Or at least have make some new best people here too that I could just they just understand each other and then I have my other friend from high school, but she's busy also and she's the kind she doesn't really you send exchange messages and you send a message and she won't reply until like hours later or maybe a day later and it's just like that conversation for me it ended yeah we can pick up but it's not the same energy, right? And everybody's just busy with their own lives and which it makes sense, it makes sense, but I really need to make new friends, people who will be more available so we can like link up, just kind of they'll come over, we'll sit down and drink some coffee while our kids are playing, or plan more trips, or just kind of discover the Kansas City area together. You know, the little things like that, and just talk about life goals and relationships in a healthy way and help each other through difficult time and just get a hug, just be there for each other and sit down and binge something on TV and bake cookies for the kids. And I'm not asking for too much, am I? Anyway, no, I feel good. It's been a good weekend. It's been incredibly cold. We were in the zone of the snow zone and the zone of the cold freeze. So I've spent the weekend just at home with my son. Baked cookies yesterday. Today I made some banana bread. Neither one of those things help with my diet, but it makes him happy, and he's going to be eating that for the rest of the week also. And I'm just going to have to work really hard on my self-restraint, but it was worth it to make that for him. And I made some food today, and today was a cleaning day and vacuuming and laundry. So I did all of that today. And yesterday though was relaxing day. We were just in the living room. I was watching TV while he was playing with his toys, and then we took turns and just hung out on the couch all day. I sat so much yesterday, my butt was hurting. And then today I did the opposite. I barely sat down at all because I was busy with everything else. So it's been a great weekend. And then on top of that, I got to speak to two of my favorite people. So it's been a good weekend. It's been a good weekend. How have you been? You have some people in your life that you're like, nah, these are my favorite people. I want to hang out with them all the time, or at least talk with them all the time. I hope you do. We all deserve to have those people in our lives that make us feel wonderful. And hopefully you're better friend than me though, as far as reaching out to those people too, to be able to continue to build on that relationship. Anyway, I'm just rambling. Thanks for being here and listening to me. We talk soon.